Then you see a pack of Hell's Angels going by, people are going to want to look. Next thing you know, cars, because they're just staring at us and not paying attention to stop traffic.
If you wanted to break the law on an everyday norm, you should have joined a street gang. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. You're not allowed to steal cars on my block. We steal those cars.
I mean, it was so bad by us in Vegas. I was in the pool swimming, and the guys came back. Hey, Pee-wee, the cops are here. They want to talk to you. I said, well, go talk to them. Find out what they want. And they came back. They go, they want to talk to you.
Typically, if you leave the club, if you haven't been in for 10 years, you're automatically out back.
Got put out in 2006. Back in 2007, wound up going into Cannon. 2011. Came out of there. I had 4.5 years to walk off with zero support from that club.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin With Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about this kid who caused a whole bunch of controversy and what is the outcome of this situation. We're going to get into it today. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister's friend about Chattin With Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App at Chattin With Staxx, or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chat, Zelle, all that good stuff. And if you want to tell your story on Chattin With Staxx, just email me at billstaxx2021@gmail.com. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you. See who we got in the house. Tommy, what's good? Ronnie, what's up, man? That's Tweezy. Starting now. CMC, how you doing? Ohio's in the house. What's good, man? Christopher, how are you? Herman, Vegan Cannibal. Thank you guys all for joining me today. Hope you guys are having a great day. So today, we got a lot of things to talk about. There's a lot going on. So first, there's a lot of motorcycle accidents that have transpired. Let's see here. One dead after motorcycle crash in Huntingdon County. This is out of Pennsylvania in Dublin Township. A man was pronounced dead at the scene of a motorcycle crash Wednesday afternoon. The crash happened at Neelyton Road, Dublin Township, about 12:46 p.m. on July 8th, according to state police. Motorcycle, they say it's motorcycle driver. It's rider, but okay. He's 76-year-old Bruce Hartz of Hanover. He was traveling behind a line of cars when he decided to try to pass on the left lane in a marked no passing zone. According to troopers, Hartz then crashed into a vehicle as it was making a turn onto Hollow Road. So he tried to go around these cars, and one of the cars probably took a left right into him, I would imagine, right? Hartz crashed into the vehicle as it was making the turn at the Hollow Road. Hartz was thrown from the Honda motorcycle where he came to rest in a grassy area. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the other vehicle was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The troopers noted that Hartz was wearing a helmet at the time of the crash, but that did not matter. He ended up passing away anyway. And this is all too common. There's a lot of motorcycle accidents recently. A lot of people passing away. Another victim was identified in a fatal York County motorcycle crash. This is out of PA, York County. York County Coroner's Office identified the victim in Wednesday's motorcycle crash. The Coroner's Office responded to the intersection of Carlisi Street and Eisenhower Drive at 5:39 a.m. on Wednesday. Mad early in the morning. The guy was probably on his way to work, right? So it was a fatal motorcycle crash. The rider was identified as Jacob Murrett. 20 years old of Hanover. Damn, 2 people from the same place. Coroner's office cited that witnesses claim the man was operating a motorcycle northbound on Carlisi Street when they failed to stop at a red light, striking a trailer being hauled behind a truck that was turning left onto Eisenhower Drive. Damn, that's not good. The coroner's office ruled the manner of death as an accident. So I'll let you guys know more information if it becomes available. I mean, it just keeps on and on, right? Shout out to the Highwaymen out of Detroit. They lost one of their brothers. Highwaymen member and legend Bobby Quick Flowers, 54, of Wayne, who was killed in a motorcycle crash on July 7th, was celebrated by his brothers. Highwaymen member and legend Bobby Quick Flowers of Wayne, who was killed in a motorcycle crash on July 7th, was celebrated by the other club members, family, and friends at the Highwaymen chapter on Michigan Avenue on Friday, July 10th, 2026. Sending condolences to his family. I mean, it's terrible when people pass away, especially in a sudden thing like that. I see so many videos of these wives, right, that film their husbands leaving on their motorcycle and they never come back. And it's really sad. I've noticed there's a lot more of them recently. So a motorcyclist was critically injured in a crash after being thrown from his bike and then hit by a car. And we hear this too often, too. This is out of Michigan. A motorcyclist was critically injured Wednesday afternoon when he was thrown from his bike in a crash, and then he was hit by an oncoming vehicle. Rescue crews were called to the area of Page Avenue and South Sutton Road in Leon Township Wednesday, July 8th, for reports of a crash involving a motorcycle and a car. Blackman Leon Department of Public Safety Director said the preliminary investigation shows the motorcyclist was an 18-year-old man who was going east on Page Avenue when he struck another vehicle. The man was thrown from his bike into the westbound lane, where he was then hit by an oncoming vehicle. The man was taken to the hospital and treated for critical injuries. The occupants of the other vehicle involved in the crash were not injured. Preliminary investigation indicates the speed and improper passing maneuver may have been contributing factors to the crash. No additional information is being released at this time. An investigation is ongoing. I mean, it's crazy. A local motorcycle club in Colorado Springs is hosting a relief drive for those impacted by wildfires. I got a video for this one. So what's good, everybody? Hit that like button. We're going to talk about the case of the judge, the attempted assassination of a judge. Craziness. I mean, look at these people. It's like they took him off the stage of Jerry Springer, right? All right, here, I got a video for you guys. Let's check it out.
And another group is stepping up to help those impacted by fires burning statewide, not just the Aspen Acres fire. The Black Widows Motorcycle Club is the latest to step up, hosting a relief drive to help people, families, and animals affected. The all-women riding group is hosting the drive this Saturday at 601 East Las Vegas Street. That's in Colorado Springs, just south of Nevada and I-25. There, they're going to be collecting non-perishable food, bottled water, sports drinks, and other supplies, plus gift cards and fuel cards for that, as well as groceries as well. Donations will be delivered to communities across Colorado dealing with wildfires.
Even if you need help, still come up, leave your name on a piece of paper, leave us your general information, and we can't save the world, but we will do everything in our power to help as many families, pets, and families as we can.
The drive runs this Saturday from 8 in the morning until 9 at night.
That's pretty dope because, I mean, for the people that aren't doing that type of stuff, at least you got someone that's out there helping people, right? So, and listen, this show today is going to be very informative. There's a lot to talk about. And because people have a perception on what's going on here, and I don't think they really know what's going on here. Hold on, I got another video for you about a man who was arrested for fleeing from officers on a motorcycle in Kentucky. Let's check this out. No, Grow, what's going on? Don, how you doing?
A Tennessee man is behind bars after a multi-state motorcycle chase ended in Logan County.
Craig.
Began Tuesday
DNC.
Before reaching southern Kentucky. Authorities say 44-year-old Joseph Brignac was later found in Russellville, where he allegedly tried to flee again and resisted arrest. Brignac faces multiple charges, including wanton endangerment, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, menacing, and resisting arrest.
That's what happens when they really don't want to go to prison, right? So, a member of the Thunder Guards has been sentenced. A Dover man was sentenced to 147 months for gun and drug charges. Wilmington, Delaware, a Dover man was sentenced to 147 months in prison for drug dealing and possession of a firearm and furtherance of drug trafficking. The judge imposed the sentence, according to the documents. Kyle Scott, 38, was released from state prison on prior drug conviction early of 2021. 2 years later, law enforcement received information that Scott was again dealing drugs. Law enforcement began an investigation that included multiple drug purchases from Scott at the Dover home that he shared with his parents and minor daughter. In January 2024, law enforcement executed a search warrant of the home and discovered 307 grams of fentanyl, 757 grams of methamphetamine, as well as 3 loaded firearms. Scott's basement room. In his room, Scott was ultimately pleaded guilty to possession with intent to distribute 40 grams or more of fentanyl, possession of a firearm, and furtherance of drug trafficking. Damn, this is his 4th conviction of drug dealing. It says fentanyl kills, but Kyle Scott did not let that stop him from peddling the deadly substance to people in the throes of addiction. This armed career drug dealer will now be spending more than 10 years in federal prison. That's a long time. But I'll bring you guys more information as it becomes available. So this is a pretty sad situation. This is an 88-year-old woman is sentenced in a deadly crash. 88 years old. She's pleading, right? She's like, I didn't intend to hurt anybody. So, I mean, do you think when you get to a certain age, they should take your license away? I want to know what your thoughts are on this situation.
48-year-old woman will not serve any jail time after killing a motorcyclist and severely injuring a teenager. The courtroom was packed on both sides, showing support for the defendant and the victims. Gina Cadigan was there and details the immeasurable sadness all were feeling.
Her character is not in question at any given.
Friends of Elspeth McKeag come to her defense, trying to relate to the judge that killing a motorcyclist was never her intention.
Her heart was hurting for what had happened, and mine still hurts for her.
McKeag was driving her car down State Route 82 and attempted to make a left onto Addison Road when she collided with a motorcyclist. The driver, 62-year-old David Rice, was killed.
It's like waiting for him to walk through the door. You go out to the garage, that bike's not in there, it's empty.
Rice's 18-year-old granddaughter was on the back of the motorcycle. She showed the judge the x-rays of her broken arm, pelvis, and back injuries that caused her to miss prom and graduation.
I can't go on roller coasters and anything like that. So I kind of lost all of my fun.
McKeag got face-to-face with the victim and family, apologizing extensively.
I never, ever, ever would have wanted to hurt any of you.
Prosecutors noted McKeag was not driving recklessly, had a valid license, and had no drugs or alcohol in her system. The judge sentenced her to 30 days of house arrest and suspended her license for 2 years.
2 years was the maximum amount of time that the judge could suspend McKeag's license. If she chooses to try and get it back, she will have to retest. With more local news, I'm Gina Cadigan.
That's a rough situation because it sounds like it was an accident. Like if it was an accident, it's an accident. But I mean, you know, maybe her reaction skills are a little delayed or something from getting older. But I mean, that's no excuse for unaliving someone with your car, you know? Oh, I didn't see him there or something. Like, I mean, what can you say, really? There's really nothing you can say, but it's unfortunate that she has to go through that. Let's see. Yeah. That's crazy. This guy was trying to pass a bunch of cars, and a fucking Jeep just turns into him. Insane. So, let's see here. So the judge, right? Hey, Insane Wheels in the building. What's going on, man? Ivan, how you doing? Jason, what's good? Thank you guys all for joining me today. I appreciate you. We got 41 people in the house. Hit that like button. So this woman was in court today for the judge situation. Woman charged an alleged scheme to influence testimony of defendants in the shooting of Tippecanoe Judge. Her name's Mindy Mitzziger, is accused of getting phone calls from Thomas Moss. That's the main guy in this situation, from jail, and trying to help him communicate with his co-defendants in attempted murder of a judge. So she is in some deep shit. So apparently she was trying to send messages back and forth. I'll show you guys right here. Thomas Moss is the second guy in. That's him. So he had a case where he was going to court for domestic, right? He hatches this plan that, oh, if we go just get rid of the judge, that it'll all go away. That's what this guy thought. He thought if they go do something to the judge, it'll make his case just go away. So he got all these people involved, and he tried to do it one day, a couple days before it actually happened, right? Because he did end up shooting a shotgun through a door and hitting the judge in the arm. Here's the judge. The judge and his wife were there on the other side of the door, and they told him to go away. They were pretending to be DoorDash delivery drivers that got it wrong, that So, and all the judge was saying is, you got the wrong address. You got the wrong address. And this guy, Moss, ended up shooting a shotgun through the door and hitting the judge in the arm. But he got all these other people wrapped into this. Lafayette, Indiana. A Lafayette woman is now charged with helping jailed inmate try to communicate with co-defendants in the shooting of Tippecanoe County Judge Stephen Mayer. We'll just call her Mindy, right? Her last name is her name's Metzger. Is charged with assisting criminal and 3 counts of obstruction of justice, all felonies. Court documents say Thomas Moss of Lafayette used a desk phone at the Tippecanoe County Jail to call Metzger numerous times between April and May of 2026. Moss was only supposed to use the phone to call his attorney. One call lasted more than an hour and a half, according to court documents. Now, how is he getting access to a phone to do that for an hour and a half? That doesn't even make sense. Moss is the alleged biker gang leader. He and his girlfriend, Lavea, or Navea Bell, 2 alleged gang associates, they say, Blake Smith and Rylan Ferguson, are charged with plotting and attempting to kill Mayer, the judge. Moss is scheduled to go to trial in Mayer's court 2 days before Mayer and his wife, Kimberly, who were shot through the door of the home on January 18th. Both of them survived. I didn't know both of them were shot, but apparently both of them were shot. All 4 co-defendants are being held separately and are not allowed to communicate with each other while awaiting trial. So, but if you have co-defendants, aren't you allowed to talk to your co-defendants to fight your case? Isn't that a legal thing? Am I missing something here? Does anybody know about that? In this new case, against Metzger's, Moss allegedly contacted her and saw assistance locating his co-defendants and getting a message to them. Metzger also allegedly facilitated 3-way calls to Moss's sister. Court documents say the recorded calls, Metzger allegedly encouraged Moss to put all the blame for the shooting on Ferguson and to get the co-defendants to say that Ferguson acted alone. Ferguson is the alleged shooter. Metzger allegedly encouraged Moss to ask jail trustees to deliver mail and messages to his co-defendants. Court documents also say in the 3-way calls with Moss' sister, the 3 plotted to send letters to the co-defendants, and they would outline how they should testify. The sister allegedly admitted to receiving the letters, but never mailed them. Investigators allegedly located the letters in which Moss allegedly provided instructions to each co-defendant on how to proceed with the case and what testimony to give. This dude is cooked. Metzger is scheduled for an initial hearing on Monday, July 13th. And isn't that this Monday? Yeah. Ferguson is scheduled to go to trial August 25th for the shooting of the judge and his wife. Moss and Smith are scheduled to go to trial September 9th. Bell's trial is scheduled for November 2nd. Special Judge Lisa Swam is hearing all 4 cases in Cass County. So here are all the charges that they are charged with. Thomas Moss, 43. That's the guy's second one in. 2 counts of attempted murder, 3 counts conspiracy to commit murder, 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of batteries resulting in serious bodily injury, 2 counts of battery by means of deadly weapon, 2 counts of intimidation, 1 count of obstruction of justice. Now, the next guy is Blake, the guy in the middle, the guy that looks like he has eyeliner on. Blake, 32, of Lafayette, 2 counts of attempted murder, 3 counts of conspiracy to commit murder, 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of battery resulting in serious bodily injury, 2 counts battery means by deadly weapon, 2 counts of intimidation. All right, Raylan Ferguson, 38. Which one's that? The first one. Of Lexington, Kentucky, 2 counts of attempted murder, 3 counts conspiracy to commit murder. Damn. 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of battery resulting serious bodily injury, 2 counts of battery by a means of deadly weapon, 2 counts of intimidation, 1 count of obstruction of justice. Nevaeh Bell, 23. Do they show Nevaeh Bell? I don't think so. No. 2 counts of attempted murder, same charges. So Amanda Mouslip, 45, of Lafayette, was sentenced after she offered $10,000 bribe on behalf of Moss in the alleged victim's domestic battery case. That's the girl that I showed you. I believe that's this girl. That's the girl on the right there. So this is the same girl. So she has been sentenced. She was convicted on counts of obstruction of justice and invasion of privacy on April 27th. The judge sentenced Mouslip to 5 years, 3 years in Indiana Department of Corrections and 2 years in Tippecanoe County Community Corrections, whatever the fuck that means. Following her release from prison, she will be on probation for 1 year. Prosecutors also charged 61-year-old woman from Kentucky, but those charges were later dismissed. Stephen and Kim Mayer were shot at their home on Sunday, January 18th, and Lafayette police said an update on January 19th that Stephen suffered an injury to his arm and Kim suffered an injury to her hip. According to court documents, investigators determined that Steve and Kim were shot by a man later identified as Ferguson, who fired multiple shots through the closed front door of the home at the 1700 block of Mill Pond Lane at around 2:15 p.m. on Sunday. Damn, that's pretty crazy that on a Sunday afternoon someone would fire shots through your door, striking the couple and causing significant damage to the inside of their home. Surveillance video, because there's video of this situation from the home, shows the male wearing black, gray hooded flannel sweatshirt, a gray scarf, gray earmuffs, black sunglasses, hood pulled over his head, a pair of white face masks on the front porch right before the shooting. The video shows the male knock on the door with a distinct known pattern or cadence, according to court documents. The mayor said they asked who was there. The male voice said he was looking for his dog. Stephen Mayer said they didn't have his dog. And then the gunshots were fired through the closed front door. With the help of a canine officers, they found items Ferguson was seen wearing, including a flannel, a shotgun, obliterated serial numbers, the discarded shotgun round in the chamber. In the area of the shooting was also found a silicone face mask. The video showed video footage from officers responding to the scene showed a car that was parked suspiciously behind trees on the side of the road in the neighborhood. The car was reportedly stolen on that day. Officers learned that the license plate was stolen from its registered car, which had been parked at the Lafayette business 2 days before. According to court documents, Stephen and Kim Mayer also told police a suspicious incident 2 days before the shooting, January 16th, around 10:45 p.m. They said they heard a knock at the door and heard a male say food delivery. Stephen didn't open the door and told the male he had the wrong home. The video footage from that incident showed a male holding food knocking on the door with the same distinct pattern and cadence as Ferguson. When he approached the home before the shooting, the male from January 16th incident walked the same distinct gait and had similar shoes as Ferguson was observed wearing. On January 8th, the video, according to court documents, officers tracked the food the male was holding January 16th to a local chain restaurant. Video surveillance showed a car that matched the vehicle at the scene of the shooting, as seen as a male in the restaurant who matched Ferguson's description. One day after the shooting, officers learned the gun matching the make and model and description of the gun that was found near the shooting had been sold to Blake Smith at a gun store January 5th. As for the mask found near the shooting scene, the state police laboratory matched the DNA profile to the mask to Ferguson. Smith had previously been identified by law enforcement officers as a member of the Phantoms Motorcycle Club. Investigators wrote in court documents that Smith was identified as associate of Thomas Moss. Through prior investigations, Moss, according to court documents, is identified as a high-ranking member of the Indiana chapter of the Phantoms Motorcycle Club, which is engaged in criminal activity. Moss, court documents state, acknowledged his affiliation with the club in state police interview. Investigators later determined the woman who reportedly driven with Ferguson January 18th from Lexington, Kentucky towards Lafayette. The car was reportedly seen near Smith's home. Police said the woman, Smith, Moss, Ferguson, all connected to each other through social media, court documents said. Court documents say Miss Slip called the alleged victim in the case that was scheduled to go to trial days before the shooting. Miss Slip allegedly offered on behalf of Moss and gang members and alleged the victim $10,000 not to testify at the up-and-coming trial. Investigators also discovered a similar incident to the food delivery incident to the judge, and his wife reported from a witness in Moss's upcoming trial who said they had a suspicious incident January 12th in Pennsylvania where a masked person approached their home that the person, according to court documents, had the same distinct walk and gait as Ferguson. That victim told police, per court documents, that Moss and a gang ordered to pay them $10,000 if they agreed not to testify at the up-and-coming trial. So they were doing anything possible for these people not to talk. Like, they just didn't want them to go to court, right? But it didn't work out for them, because now they're probably going to go to prison for the rest of their life, all because of what? It's crazy, insane. I mean, you can't make this type of shit up, right? Let's see here. So a motorcyclist missing since July 4th was found dead in New Hampshire. Investigators say they found the body of Wesley Groden, 41, near his motorcycle off Route 2. The 41-year-old Berlin, New Hampshire man who had been missing since the 4th of July holiday was found dead Thursday night after a resident searching for him discovered his body along Route 2 in New Hampshire. New Hampshire state troopers announced Friday Berlin police contacted New Hampshire State Police at about 7:30 p.m. Thursday requesting assistance in locating Wesley, who had last been seen on the 4th of July at about 10:10 p.m. A concerned resident who had been searching for Wesley along Route 2 notified troopers after finding the man in his Harley Davidson he had been riding when he was last seen, according to state police. Preliminary investigation determined that Wesley had been traveling westbound on Route 2 shortly after midnight on July 4th, when for reasons that remain under investigation, he crossed into the eastbound lane, struck a post, and came to rest in the woods. So he had a crash on the road and he was just missing. Like he just went off the road. Investigators say there's no indication that another vehicle or a person was involved in the crash. Members of the police department and the fire department were at the scene. The crash remains under investigation. And I'll let you guys know more when more comes available. So this situation, right? Oh, we got one more to talk about, and then we'll get to the topic at hand. So a 34-year-old man is being a 34-year-old man dies after being found under his motorcycle that crashed into New Haven building. 34-year-old New Haven man has died after his motorcycle crashed into the gate of a building early Saturday morning. Officers were called to the area of State Street around 5:43 a.m. after reports of a motor vehicle accident, major injuries, according to the police department. The caller said they did not witness the crash and they were not involved. When crews arrived, they found a slingshot-style three-wheeled motorcycle crash into the building's gate with a man underneath it. Officials said the 34-year-old man was pronounced dead at the scene. Following an initial investigation, it indicated that the motorcycle was heading south on State Street before the crash, which may have occurred several hours before it was reported. So he was just there, like the bike crashed, and then he was just underneath the bike for several hours, it says. It says this incident remains under investigation. So them slingshots are fucking dangerous. They flip over. I mean, you have no protection. It's not like they have roll bars or anything, right? You're just exposed to everything. Keegan, what's going on? Thank you guys all for joining me today. These people in that club, I guess this guy was, right? I guess some of these people were. The Moss guy was. Blake Smith, I don't know if he was. I'll find out. Try to see if I can get it all. Who's still a prospect? Who are you talking about? Still a prospect. So this kid, right? Let's talk about this kid. So this kid first off, let me say shout out to the Wheels of Soul Motorcycle Club. They do not have any problems with Satan's Choice. And this kid is not a part of any club now. No club. So this kid somehow slipped through the cracks with Satan's Choice. I don't know how. I don't have the nose to even know or even really care, but he slipped through the cracks somehow, right? I don't believe he was ever in a club before. So he made a post saying that he can't defend this stuff all by himself and all this stuff. And he went on and on. And then he comes on and says some other stuff that they're selling patches. So, I mean, which one was it? Were they selling patches, or you couldn't defend the honor of your club? So, and then he posts this video, right? But so this kid came into the club after Kaz left, right? I don't know who let him in. But apparently he was not in a motorcycle club before this situation. But this is what he posted a while back. And then allegedly they let him back in after this.
Yeah, this is what happens whenever you find out that the club you joined is a fucking joke. And not Satan's choice all to itself. But Canada, those guys are fucking legit, bro. But in America, as long as you got $600, dude, you can come in fully packed. They just let a guy come in my chapter. He's never even been in a fucking club before, bro.
This guy's never been in a club. What's up with the double standard? So I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. You can tell by looking at this kid that he's green as hell, right? I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm really not a rocket scientist by no means, right? But this kid, I don't know. He has an open carry permit. He thinks he's a gangster or something. I don't know. I mean, I could see the fear in his eyes. It's pretty telling, right?
Yeah, this is what happens whenever you find.
But this kid wants to play 1%er, and I don't think he knows what he's doing. But I can tell you that he doesn't have any association with the club that he was claiming on the internet, right? He's posting logos and putting everything, his whole backdrop and everything. No, that club doesn't let people in like that. That club is an old school, respected 1% club, and individuals like this just don't make the cut.
Find out that the club you joined is a fucking joke. And not Satan's choice all to itself. But Canada, those guys are fucking legit, bro. But in America, as long as you got $600, dude, you can come in fully packed. They just let a guy come in my chapter. He's never even been in a fucking club before, bro. Ever. Doesn't know anything. And they just give him a fucking diamond. Just give him a diamond. And because I said something, I'm the bad guy. So you know what? Fuck you. Fuck this shit. It's a fucking embarrassment anyway. Who the fuck would want it?
So he posts that a while ago, and then all of a sudden, you seen what happened the other day, right? But the Wheels of Soul have no problem with Satan's choice. And this kid is not a part of either organization. I can tell you that. So we'll see where his destination ends up, right? I think his 1% career is pretty much dried up. Ghost, what's going on? Mile High Magic, what's going on? Thank you guys for joining me. Ken, how you doing? Flying the bug. 100% right. No, he slipped through the cracks somehow. I mean, you're going to have that, right? People are going to slip through the cracks here and there. Eventually their true colors come out, and it's going to happen all over the place. But it's not the club in general's fault when things like this happen. Like, things are going to happen, right? You can't control everything that goes on. But there is no problems. The actions of one man don't represent the whole organization, if that makes any sense. But anyway, I appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. We'll see what happens with him in the future. Hopefully he finds his destination, right? I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for joining me. Everyone wants their 5 minutes of fame. Be careful what you wish for. Kid's wearing a hog hat. Doesn't even own a Harley. He rides a Yamaha Raider. What? Yeah, that's weird. If he's a 1%, then Biden is the smartest president ever. Really weird, man. I mean, 2026, what will happen next? Who knows? But I'll be here to let you guys know about it. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for tuning in today. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister's friend about Chattin With Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I want to show you something real quick, too, before I leave. So you guys all know the Tommy Karate tapes, right? Tommy Karate Patera. So I reached out to his daughter to see if I could get an interview with her, right? And somehow Angel Gotti, she knew that Tommy Karate was going to talk about John Jr. He was going to call him a rat and all this stuff. She knew it. So she reached out to Tommy Karate's daughter right after I did and got her to block me, right? And then she went on. And then the daughter went on Angel Gotti's show. I mean, that's cool. But either way, people are going to know what Tommy Karate thinks of John Jr. cooperating with the feds. Like, you think people are dumb, Angel? Oh, no. So check this out. And you can hear in this video, he almost says, oh, and John Jr., right? But he gets cut off. Watch.
Trying to make your name off Italians. And this is my rat, Frank Gangi, coming to my defense. You also had John Jr. We're getting cut off. I'll get back to you on the A-line.
This is Erica Patera, and I'm back with my father, Tommy Patera. Go ahead and start talking.
Okay, let's get back to what left off yesterday. One, I think I made it crystal clear that John Gotti did not break up furniture and screaming in the Bergen Hunt and Fish Club that he wants Willie Boy dead, dead, dead. I think I made it crystal clear that Phil Carlo never got his ass in his wheelchair to the Bergenite Hunt and Fish Club. He doesn't even know John Gotti. Already John Gotti's friends. And in that case, I don't even think he never went into the Ravenite Social Club.
Stay tuned. If you want to see that whole video, join the membership. I appreciate all you guys. I'm going to bring you guys a lot more. If you like this show, hit the like button. You already know what to do. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.